I'm Colin Kelly, Executive Chef of WICKY'S Playa del Carmen, and today I'm going to be working with a USDA Prime Age New York strip and to teach you some tips and tricks about how to make a wonderful dining experience. So the first thing we do here, we've got the whole loin, and the first thing I'm going to start by is squaring off this fat cap. The fat will cause you some problems on your grill because it will flame up. So now we're working with our base loin here. We're going to take off this back here because this has got a lot of cartilage in it, or gristle as you would say at home. So now we're going to cut the bottom half off, which is the rib meat. And we're going to get that classic New York strip shape that everyone's used to seeing. Now you'll see here what makes a steak great is the marbling. And the marbling is the little flecks of fat inside the meat that keeps it juicy. It's the fat that melts out while the steak's cooking. What we want to do when we select our steaks is look for the steaks that have the highest amount of marbling. Our meat at WICKY'S is all USDA Prime, which is the highest certification from the United States Department of Agriculture. And then we age it about 20 days. So we cut our New York strips about 14 ounces. And we like to leave just a little bit of the fat cap on, but not a whole lot. So here's our main part of the steak. Okay, now we're gonna sculpt this steak down, and you'll see here that we have some rib meat on the bottom, and then we have this nice blocked fat cap. And this would be called a 1 inch by 1 inch. So this is a 1 by 1 New York strip. And then back here you'll see we have some cartilage. So we're going to work to take that out, and we're going to cut this rib meat off, and we should end up with a very nice 14-ounce New York strip. And you see all that wonderful marbling in there, those flecks of little tiny fat. That's going to make our steak so juicy and tender when we cook it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to season up our New York strips from earlier with a nice coating of kosher salt and cracked black pepper. It's freshly cracked. We're going to get those nice and coated on each side because such a thick steak needs a lot of salt to get all the way through and fully seasoned. Now we're going to put these in our broiler, and we're going to go for about 2 minutes on each side. You see we've got the lines here. We're going to turn those 45 degrees and get the lines going the other direction. We're going to make a 5-pepper steak sauce with a little bit of brandy. Okay. We're going to get a pan nice and hot. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add brandy and some red wine. We're going to let that cook off. Okay, then this is a sauce that we prepared earlier. And this has got 5 peppercorns. It's got green peppercorns, red peppercorns, black peppercorn, white peppercorn, and red chili flakes, like you put on pizza, actually. This would also be called an au poivre sauce in French. So we're going to let those two stir up together, get a nice reduction going. The brown that you see in that sauce is demi-glace, and at home it's a little tough to make demi-glace, but there are things that you can do. There are bases that you can buy at the supermarket that make a nice demi-glace base to go with that sauce. What demi-glace is actually a reduction of veal bones where all the natural gelatin comes out of the bones and makes a nice, very rich, sort of thick sauce that's really the essence of meat. So now that this is nice and reduced, we're going to finish that with just a little bit of cream. And that's just plain old heavy whipping cream. And there's our sauce. So now our steaks have been under. They've got this nice char on the top here, getting a nice crust that's going to seal all those juices in. And you can see we've got our diamond marks on our steaks there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip them over. We're going to let them cook about 2 minutes on this side.